Cigar City, High Lie. 3 of those, I'm straight. Mobb Deep, the infamous. Rest in peace, Prodigy. Arroz con gandule with some steak. Dale.
BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast. Yes, we're back again. Another week, another episode. Season 2 is still in effect. Thank everybody for tuning in. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Give me a couple tries. I get it happening. I get it popping. I get it cracking. I can't get it cracking all by myself. I definitely have a guest. This is the podcast where we discuss beer, music, and food. But before we do all that, we get to know a particular guest. This week's guest is photographer, videographer, graph head, known for getting up. He's known for tracking the Q bomber through the streets of Kendale. Alright, for those who don't know who I am talking about, it's none other than us versus the Buff. What's good, my man?
What it do? What up? What's going on?
Yo, this is gonna be a momentous occasion. Us versus the Buff has helped me out on several occasions with recording. Big fan of the podcast. Shouts to No Emotion. He's the dude behind the visuals when it comes to
Records.
P&V. Get down with it. We all come from penis and vagina. So this is a great feeling because I added a twist. I know I've been getting shit from several people. I don't want to name anybody by name, but they keep telling, people keep telling me, yo, what's up with the eats on this podcast? Like, we do the beer, we do the music, but what's up with the eats? So we're trying something different.
Got it in today.
Yeah. We're going to get to that point, though. But before we get to that point, we got to get to know what's up with us versus the Buff. So, man, where did it start for you, man? Let's jump on the graffiti tip before we get into photography and videography. Where did the graffiti thing start for you?
The graffiti thing started for me in elementary school, to be honest.
Okay.
Going to school every day, you see people tag on the books or the desk.
Yeah.
You change the page. This other guy was writing a message to this other guy on the last page. And I was like 7 or 8. What the hell is this? Who the hell is Pepe? Who's Pepe loves this girl? Oh, this girl's name got crossed out in this other book. What's going on? Pepe don't love her no more?
There's a story behind it.
That's how it starts. And then you start to notice, oh, I went back to this period on Wednesday, and this wasn't there on Tuesday. Wow. Who did this?
That was back when the books were communal.
Right, exactly.
It was before you got your own set of books.
Yeah.
Got you.
Every class had a set of books.
I gotta break that down for my younger audience
that's right,
or listenership. Yes, back in the days when we was coming up, it was you didn't have your own books. If you thought schools weren't funded properly now, back then they were horrible. You had to share books. You know what I'm saying? The books would be at the front of the classroom in a stack, and you come in and you grab a book. It don't matter.
Exactly. Any book.
Any book. They're all the same book, but you grab a copy. You didn't know what you was gonna get. It was real random, and then that's where you was coming across these notes and messages.
Yeah, little notes, little messages, little tags, little I love this, I love that. Mm-hmm. This was even before I got into hip hop.
Got you. This was okay. Now you're Puerto Rican, so was this in PR or was this?
Oh no, this was here. I started going to school in the States.
Okay, got you.
89, 90.
Wow. Damn, and you was getting down. It was getting down like that, like picking up all the different messages. So then you felt compelled. Was it that you felt like compelled to get on and write your own name?
Oh yeah, I started writing my government name on the book and stuff like that before I started catching tags and all that.
Got you. So what was the next phase of us verse after getting that influence or seeing that?
Well,
happen?
before that, since I am Puerto Rican, my mom had younger brothers. Her younger brothers were probably like 10, 15 years younger than her. So when I was born, my uncles were like 15, 16 years old in Puerto Rico. So I have a picture of me like in 1987 sitting on my uncle's lap while he's in front of his turntables. I'm holding the mic, and my other little cousin has the headphones and stuff like that.
Dope. So it was kind of like the hip hop path was laid out for you, like you were gonna be involved.
Yeah, and my parents were born in New York, Brooklyn, and Bronx. They migrated to Puerto Rico. That's where I was born. And that's where I saw they took some hip hop with them and stuff.
Dope. That's
Especially the younger brothers, of course, because my mom was like into disco, and so was my dad.
Yeah. She came up in that era, but like you said, she had younger brothers that were coming up.
But my mom can still recite Rapper's Delight. Like when she found out I was into hip hop, she was like, "Oh, hip hop, a hippie to the hip hop." I was like, "Whoa, how did you know that?" And she told me, "Oh, I'm from Brooklyn.
She came through repping. She's like,
she never lets me forget that she's from Brooklyn.
Dope. That's crazy. So what was the So you started putting your name on the books. Eventually, you had to come up with your own name. Well, take us through that, like. Was it right into Us vs. the Buff after that?
No? Us vs. the Buff is like the fifth name.
Okay, let's get through 1, 2, and 3.
That's after like 3 arrests.
To protect the identity?
Of course, every time you get roped, you got to switch the name. You got to change the name. Most graffiti writers have like 2 or 3 names.
Okay. And what was one of the earliest ones?
The earliest
Without
name,
incriminating yourself.
No. This is some toy crap, like catching tags in school. Mm-hmm. My first name was ENST. I just like the letters. It's not even a word. ENST, and I would just used to catch little tags.
Okay.
And that had to be middle school, like 90s, mid 90s.
Did people? I mean, I'm sure your closest friends probably knew who that was. Like,
not even.
No, you was on
no.
Pure secrecy.
Just maybe my older cousin who got me into it, but that's about it. Yeah,
okay.
I've always been high secretive.
Got you.
Let nobody know and stuff like that.
Rolling through the shadows and shit. Dope. Then what was the next step in that evolution?
After that, then I started getting heavy into hip hop. Like, come home from school, watch Rap City with Joe Claire.
Yeah, Joe Cleese.
And then Big Les. Yeah. And then Big Tigger, but that was late 90s and stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's how I started steering heavy into graffiti and hip hop and all that. I started being a heavy hip hop head. Okay. And it was like, oh, I can MC, but I need a studio and all this. Because this was late 90s. Yeah. I could break dance, but I got to dance and get someone to teach me. DJ, my mom's not gonna fucking buy me no $100, $300, $400, $600 DJ setup. Yeah. What can I do that's for free and easy? Graffiti.
Yeah, because originally graffiti was you rack up on cans, you wouldn't pay for that shit either, or you steal a marker here or there. You'd swipe a marker in your pocket, and it wouldn't cost you anything. So that was the most accessible.
Exactly. That's where everyone starts, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or you grab a pencil or a pen and just start catching a tag.
Okay. So from ENST, what was the next one you was dropping?
The next one was in high school. I used to get up a lot. So the name I started getting up with on the streets was Erect, because I used to get up. EREKT, KBS crew.
Okay. EREKT.
That's the first name I did damage with down in Kendall. That's the first name I got arrested under.
Yo, what was that like?
That's the first name I put down on an MC battle, and DJ EFN misspelled it, and he said Eric T. So my rap name was Eric T.
Yo, hey, that's crazy that you mentioned that, because everybody gets EFN's name wrong.
So he got my name wrong.
He got your name wrong.
And the Crazy Good store, they had a battle back in the day. Had to be the 90s, late 90s.
Okay.
And he said, because my name, the tag was EREKT. But he said Eric T.
Eric T. So it's kind of like full circle for him. It's like karma.
Yeah, I'm gonna run with that. It was like an inside joke with the homies.
Okay. And you had a collective of cats that was rhyming with you too.
Oh yeah, rhyming, doing graffiti mostly and stuff like that.
That was KBS. I was all under one.
KBS, WS crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So now we've got what, 2 names in the bag right now. What was the third one?
The third, Us vs. the Buff.
Oh, all right. That was the final form, the evolution.
Yeah,
like the third stage of the Pokemon and shit. Right?
Yeah, but it took a while. Like Erect was 2001, then Us vs. the Buff was formed 2009.
Got you.
So
got you. And Us vs. the Buff. For those who don't understand, we'll break that down. I mean, I know the getting buffed is putting your name over somebody else's name.
No, getting buffed is when they paint over your stuff.
Or painting over your... Okay.
You got buffed. You got painted over.
Okay. So let me know why we as us should be against the buff.
Because, I'm us against the buff because from Kendall, in Kendall, Florida, the buff was heavy at one point.
Gotcha.
You would catch a tag, but the next morning, if you didn't come out like at 6 a.m., it was buffed already.
Really?
So usually we would tag mad shit and they don't see it because they got buffed already. We just see the buff mark.
Got you.
And then my brain started evolving. I was like, I gotta beat these buff niggas. So we started going for stuff that they won't buff.
Okay.
So that's what everyone aims for, like a landmark spot where you can catch a tag on it and it runs for 10 years. Like trash cans, curbs, like the little electrical boxes that are in the middle of nowhere and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got you.
Stuff like that barely gets buffed.
Okay.
Stuff like that. I started noticing that.
Okay, you picked up
So
on
my
that.
number one enemy was the buff. So
you formed a legion of your own and you're like, yo, I'm just gonna go against the buff. I'm gonna figure out.
When I decided to do the website, I was thinking of names, and one of the names that came up was Us versus the Buff.
Yeah,
because it rhymed and went perfect, stuff like that.
It's crazy because you say it's like shit would get buffed. Like I imagine the reason you could tell it was buffed is because it's old paint versus new paint.
Right, and
like
they're usually different colors.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's like a gray wall with a pink buff, or vice versa, and stuff like that. Or they'll use cheap buff paint so you see your name.
It kind of bleeds through a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dope. Okay. So I guess my next question is, you start getting into actually capturing graffiti pieces. I know you had a YouTube channel early on where you was capturing pieces, you was laying music under them. What inspired you to do that?
Yeah, this was 2009, 2010. I've always been taking pictures and stuff like that. If I go to a family party, I'm the photographer.
Okay.
And whatnot. And that's around the time the iPhone came out. Like before that, you had the digital cameras, but it was a mission to get it processed and all that crap. Mm-hmm. But then the iPhone changed the game straight up because you had everything you needed to put it up in one easy thingy that fit in your pocket.
Got you.
So I'd go out, take the picture, and before Instagram, we would go to forums. So I started off on the 305.com back in the day.
I remember. That was the one that David Rosario,
exactly,
and it was another dude that was there.
Struck 305, I think.
Got you.
Yeah, that was the hub for Miami hip hop in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
That's where we set up a bunch of battles, the South Beach Cypher, all that stuff went down. Dope. That's when I first heard of H2O, I think Rec.
Shouts to WVCC.
CHP. Everybody in Miami was on that. That website was a shit, to be honest.
It was dope. I remember it was the message boards. You go on there, you see people promote their shit.
Yeah, that's where you will go, straight to the message board, to be honest.
That shit brings me back to, there used to be a producer on there called Direct Hit that was on there. He put stuff on there too. Yeah, that was a classic. I remember that was early. I was staying in Davie. I was at the Conquistador at the time. Like early internet shit. Not early, but I mean when it was starting, before it really.
That's like the early social media for us down here.
No, for sure.
Was that website?
Yeah.
And yeah, I met a bunch of people from that. We went to a bunch of events back then.
That was an influence. Were you capturing this? On the iPhone, I mean, you had the iPhone where you...
Well, the iPhone was after that because the 305 was early 2000s.
Yeah.
And then that kind of died out. And then...
The iPhone popped off in 06, 07, wasn't it?
Right, 07, 08. And I got it like 08, 09. Gotcha. And then I would take pictures and post it onto forums. And then I like the illegal vandalism, tags, throw-ups.
Not the commission shit.
How the hell this guy get there in the middle of the freaking busiest interstate? Mm-hmm. So I started taking pictures from tags, stickers, to throw-ups, to pieces, to productions, and all that. And no bias. And I would put it up on a forum. And they would only put up the pretty shit. And I'd be like, yo, what's up? The gritty shit is the pretty shit. That's what I like.
Got you.
So
it's kind of like a vinyl collector wanting to hear that the grooves
exactly.
when they would put the needle on there, that dust,
the vinyl sound.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't put it up. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn this internet stuff. I'm gonna start my website. I'm gonna put my stuff up, and that's where I started USVSTHEBUFF.com.
Oh, damn!
And I started just putting up everything I found, from tags to stickers to pieces to productions to everything. Wow. And then pictures led to doing video and all that crap.
Okay. Damn. So break down the video. What type of videos were you putting?
Because I started the website. And it was just like a blog post thingy where I just posted
like
pictures.
Like a blog spot. Yeah.
Right, blog spot. And then this thing came out called YouTube. And I was
never heard of it.
I was early into YouTube. Yeah, gotcha. Like some of my first YouTube videos are shitty concerts. But I would go to concerts.
Okay.
So I have some Rock the Bells 2007 there. Nice. I have some freaking Black Star when they brought out Common, surprised the crowd.
Wow.
Nas, Immortal Technique. Ooh. I had Wu-Tang, first time I saw Wu-Tang. Damn. And that's the best concert I've ever been to, hands down.
At the Jackie Gleason Theater?
No, this was at Bayfront.
With the Rock. Okay, you're talking about Rock the Bells later.
Yeah,
okay,
Rock the Bells.
Got you. Yeah, yes. Yeah, that was an official, like that was an event. Because that shit was all day long. It was a festival. And then Nas...
It was like a hip-hop festival.
Nas
then Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang closed exactly. Of course. Wu-Tang closed it out. Yeah, actually, it's funny because that's when I first met Orion. That was the first time I met Orion was at that show. Yeah. Shouts to WDDH.
That's funny.
And that was a dope show. I mean, Pharaoh Montra's out there.
Yeah, they opened up. I think even Jedi Mind Tricks opened up.
There was also a stage because they had They had the paid dues stage, and then they had the which was off to the side, and then they had the main stage where all the bigger acts was at. But no, that was a dope event for sure. Yo, shouts to Sweet Jesus. I rode out with him out there. Shouts to Strobe. He was out there with me, and I remember that was my earliest memory of meeting Orion.
That show was shit.
Nuts.
So nuts. I would put up stuff like that on YouTube.
Okay.
And then shortly after YouTube popped up, a thing called Instagram popped up.
Gotcha.
And I was like, yo, I was thinking of doing an Instagram type app because I wanted to put up a picture of a bunch of tags and then be able to tag everyone on it. And then these fuckers did Instagram and shit. Damn, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? So I started putting everything on Instagram. And Instagram blew up. Because I was an early adopter to Instagram. Now I got almost 10,000 followers.
Wow.
Just strictly graph heads, hip-hop heads.
From
Cali to freaking NY and everywhere in between.
So before I go any further, I got to ask, where's the spot that you hit up that was, I know you mentioned earlier, locations that you would put up that it wouldn't get touched or got the most viewer. I don't want to say viewership, but got the most like eyes on it. Like, you remember which was the spot that was like?
Oh yeah, the best spots are entrances and exits to the highways.
Okay.
Around every club, around every liquor store, wherever all the degenerates are gonna go, around all the hip hop spots, hip hop shops. Okay. That's where you want to tag, around all the schools.
Yeah.
You got to be methodical about it.
Yeah.
Wherever cars are going to go.
Especially down here, because we don't have, besides the Tri-Rail, you really don't have a subway system.
Right, yeah.
So nothing moves.
Like in New York, it's different.
Yeah,
New York is off rooftops, off the lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Here we have one line, which would be the metro.
Exactly.
But you see more people take cars than take the metro rail here. So.
No, indeed. Art Morales said it's a transit city, bro. Everybody's moving in a vehicle, transition from one place to the other. Mowgli, shouts to Mowgli. What up, whoa? season 2, episode 1, he mentioned y'all got up early on some spots. Yo, what was that like?
Homie was my neighbor. We used to chill. I used to live on 88th and like 147th in Kendall. And he used to live around there. Like,
he's 152.
Yeah, he's 152, but he used to stay around there too. And
Okay.
we would smoke trees in the back of my in my porch.
Okay.
And then we would see him hop the fence, and we were like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" And then one day he just came up to us, and we started chilling.
Yo, wait a minute. So did the weed smell kind of bring him over the
Well,
fence?
no, he would just hop the fence, because if not, you would have to go around the neighborhoods. He lived in the neighborhood behind me.
To get from point A to point B,
Right.
it was quicker to do hop
Or
the fence.
he would hop the fence going this way, and we'd be back there smoking, and then some guy just hops the fence. We're like, "What the fuck?"
Like on some old, don't mind me. I'm just
Right.
like Ferris Bueller.
And we're like, "Don't mind us, we're just smoking." And then one thing led to each other, and one thing next to the next, and we started smoking.
Okay.
And like, oh, you rap, we rhyme. You do graffiti, I do graffiti, and we just started chilling.
Fuck the power of hip hop, bro.
Exactly.
That's
Like, I have one of his first mixtapes, the Drive By Music Volume 1.
Okay.
The cover hand drawn by him, the back hand drawn by him. And I was like 17, 16, maybe 18. And that was the first local shit that I got, that when I listened to it end to end, I was like, yo, what the fuck? This is a classic.
Wow.
And by then, I was already heavy into hip hop, going to Best Buy every Tuesday, buying
Whatever
3-4 albums.
Whatever release was dropping that Tuesday.
Yeah, this was like 98, probably 99, after Wu-Tang came out, after like the golden era.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this guy's from here, and he's fucking spitting, and he got beats, dope beats. And Mowgli was a beast back then still.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it started. I know we talked about it on this episode where he went, like, he paid his dues as far as grinding and keeping to it, despite the fact that the early reception that he got for his music wasn't the most favorable, but he kept pushing at it.
I already gave the CD to, I forgot who it was, and they were like, oh, this is garbage.
Yeah.
Oh no, this was after that. So
yeah.
this was like his
so
first.
but in other words, he had perfected the style. Like, at this point, he was doing what he does and continues to do now, which he just keeps pumping out.
I think they put that up on YouTube like 5 years ago, and Drive By Music Volume 1.
Okay.
That's why you gotta search Dub P Mowgli.
Dope.
Fire, Miami classic.
No, indeed. And BrewsBeats&Eats alumni, man. Shouts to you, Mowgli, like I said. Now take me into the moment where you start doing videos. I mean, I was No Emotion. You're a heavy No Emotion collaborator. Shouts to No Emotion.
Yeah.
Also, BrewsBeats&Eats alumni, the gods.
The gods.
Before you started building with him, were you doing videos at that point?
Yeah, No Emotion was just recent, the last 6 months.
Okay. Oh wow.
But 2011, I did one of my first videos was for Mowgli.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit!
That's
you didn't
after
tell me
like
that.
that's like after 10 years of not speaking to him or running into him.
Yeah.
I ran into him because I guess the guy managing him was a graffiti writer.
Okay.
And he saw that I was doing the Us versus the Buff, putting out graph videos with hip hop in the background. And I'm not sure if I did a video before that, but it had to be my first or second video was the Mowgli video.
Okay.
So we linked up in Wynwood. If you look at Mowgli, the song is Mowgli Home. There's a big Dade sign in the background, D-A-D, Dadeware.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of graph writers in that video. Everyone in it's a
Nice.
freaking infamous writer and whatnot.
Dope.
And that video was one of my first videos, and it came out pretty freaking dope.
Okay.
And then ever since then, I started getting hooked onto the video shit.
Got you. Yeah. For those who don't know or do know, the reason why when I said as far as you and No Emotion building, and you hit me with that. That was only 6 months ago. The reason why it seems like it's so much longer is because you guys don't play around. Like, the amount of content y'all pump out, it seems like y'all been doing it for years.
Years of working, putting in work, learning how to be able to do what we're doing now, putting out a video every single day.
And so in other words, you found a way to maximize your time and the efforts, so that it takes a lot less time to do a lot more.
Exactly.
So you guys recently hit 100+ videos, right?
Yeah. We're almost at 120 or something like that.
Wow.
One video every day since, I think, June.
Yo, that's unheard of. For somebody to drop a video every day. I told No Emotion when he was on the show that that's a machine, and that's like an effort that it's crazy. But you can accomplish it. It's something that's doable.
Bro, my dream is to live hip hop every day.
Got you.
And we started doing it. Every day we're living hip hop. Saturdays we link up, we shoot a bunch of videos, skits as well. We started adding a skit. We shoot at least 6 videos, 7 videos, and 1 skit.
Okay.
And then during the week we're recording a song every day, 7 p.m. YouTube, No Emotion, Gold Mask. We're there for 2 hours. We got the chat helping us write the songs.
Got you.
At the end of the week, we have all those songs, and then I got those songs to make videos of. So Saturday we link up.
Location time.
We go. The location. We link up somewhere in South Florida, and we shoot for about 3-4 hours. Videos straight nonstop.
Wow, yo, that's a work ethic, man. Like, again,
there's plenty of beer involved.
Yes. Speaking of beer, yeah, I know the rules of this podcast. For those who've been here before, we typically have a brews segment, but we decided it was only right. USVSTHEBUFF came through with the latest flavor from Spanish Marie Brewing. It's their cotton candy pink vanilla. It's a sour that clocks in at a 7.3%. It looks like it has a plus or minus sign, so it could be a little more than 7.3, a little under 7.3. But yeah, we've been sampling this through the whole first segment, which is not something we normally do. But when the guest comes through with this fire ass beer, we got to get on it. We definitely got to get on it. Did you like the way I said beer? Yeah, I know. Yo, that's where it came from. Yo, shouts to Big Trez in the crib at the same time we're doing this. Solar System Studios. Let me make sure I got everything, all my official business in order before we move into the next segment. So USVSTHEBUFF came up tagging, got into photography, capturing some of these pieces throughout South Florida, making videos out of them, and then eventually making your own videos. If you had a chance to make a video for an artist, who would that be?
They're all dead.
Damn. Bomb. Yo, y'all know what's up. It's BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast. Y'all stick around. We're going to get into this brews segment and then really talk about brews. I got USVSTHEBUFF. It's Old Head Ed. Big Trez is in the place too.
Yeah.
Big beer, little beer, big beer, little beer, big beer, little beer. Beer, 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 beer. Big beer, little beer, big beer, little beer, big beer, little beer. Beer, 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 beer.
BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast. We are back. We have reached the brews segment. It is USVSTHEBUFF versus these beers. We're gonna get into it. For those of you who've been here before, y'all know the deal. For those that are tuning in for the first time, it goes down like this. My guest samples 4 different beers. I provide 4 different beers for them to sample. They taste one, give me their thoughts. By the time this is all done, we kind of get a rank from 1 through 4. We did things a little bit differently. We already said it. We set it off in the beginning. We mentioned it. We're doing things a little differently. This time around, I got the opportunity to sit down with USVSTHEBUFF, have a meal, and kind of have him pick out the beers. He said, let's just go hop heavy. Like, let's do this hop thing. You're a fan of the hoppy beers, huh? IPAs all day. So we racked up 4 different IPAs. And yeah, man, we're going to go through them, try them out. I'll give them a couple of stats, and then we'll get your opinion on them. What do you think, Us?
Let's do it.
All right. So the first one we're going to mess with, let's see. The first one we're going to mess with is the Cosmic Disco, and it is from, where's it from? Oh, Duclaw. Yep.
Duclaw
Cosmic
Brewing.
Disco from Duclaw Brewing Company. It's a pale ale. Clocks in at a 4.9 as far as the ABV. And it's brewed in Maryland.
Yeah.
Looking, what you thinking? Looking at you're admiring the artwork.
Yeah, I was looking at the artwork. I'm I have that artist eye, so I like can art, I like box art, all the marketing art I always look at.
You have appreciation for it.
Yeah, and this has kind of that 70s disco font.
Yeah,
and
it kind of looks like a lava lamp. If you look at the way
it has
that they
a lava lamp
feel to
background, orange fading into the pink.
Dope. So give that one a try. That's the one on your left side there.
All right, let's see here. This is a little hazy. It's a little golden haze. Let's see what we have. Straight up, this is a light IPA. You can tell.
Got you.
It barely has an IPA taste, but it tastes good. I would drink this for breakfast.
On some brunch shit. Yeah.
So wake up Sunday morning. I didn't drink Saturday. I want to drink Sunday.
You want to get that all day drinking in.
Right. Yeah.
So you want to start early. This is the one you start with.
Right. This is what you start with. This is what you sip on.
Well,
it's bacon, eggs and bacon.
Yeah.
With this.
So it's fitting. So it makes sense that we start off with this one. We set it off with this one. Dope. You know how we do it this time? Every time the guest tastes the first beer, the next question I have, and I keep saying beer, kind of like ensemble. That's it. We usually ask our guest about their earliest beer memory. Hashtag EBM. So, what's your earliest beer memory?
Bro, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm from the island. So
okay.
My first beer memory, I was probably like 4 or 5, sipping from my dad's Corona or Budweiser, whatever he was drinking.
Okay.
But that doesn't count to me.
Nah.
Doesn't count. Because I didn't get drunk. I was just tasting it, and you make the bitter face. Why are you drinking that? Blah, blah. But I think the first beer I can remember drinking, getting drunk, was not even beer, since our parents always gave us a sip. Mm-hmm. So I went straight to the freaking hard liquor when I was like 17.
Wow.
I remember the first time I got blackout drunk, I threw up. That same night, I crashed my mom's car. I was going to go park the car so we can go to the party at my cousin's crib. And this shit happened. We got in a car crash, literally 2 minutes away from my house.
No.
So the tow truck towed the house. We still went to the party.
The car. They didn't tow the house.
They towed the car to the party, to the house. We went to the party. And I got blackout drunk on Bacardi Limon.
Oh, shit.
And this was like in 2000, 99. Yeah. I still cannot drink Bacardi Limon to this day.
That means you succeeded at drinking your first night. Because everybody who says like their very first adventure in drinking is the one they can't do no more, I was like, yo, job well done.
Yes.
You accomplished
Bacardi Limon, I smell that, I start to gag. So after that, I wasn't really into the light beers. Okay. So I went straight into malt liquor. So,
okay.
Me and the homies, OE, Mickey's.
Yep. The Blue
like
Swiss Blue Bull. They had that back then?
The what is it? The dog, something. Blue
Red
Dog,
Red
Dog, or something like that.
Red Dog. Yeah, damn.
Then Mad Dog 2022.
Yeah, when you're getting into that
and
shit,
all that
Wild Irish Rose and all that other.
Cisco, all that crap. Of course, we tried it once, but that wasn't the way.
Yeah.
But we got heavy into 211 Steel Reserve.
Oh yeah,
for a minute.
That shit. Yeah, I remember the first time I drank one of those where I was like, "I'll try this one," and it was a tall boy. And I didn't even get through it, and I was like feeling it. Like I was like, "Oh, this is putting in work." Like 4 or 5 drinks in. like you took a couple of like 4 or 5 heavy pulls off of this,
right?
And I was like,
"That's why it's a sipper. You sip on it.
You got to. I didn't know that at the beginning. I was like." All right, I'll drink it like any other thing. Like we used, like you said, we used to hit up.
Yeah,
Mickey's.
That's how we learned. First, we drink the whole thing. Next thing you know,
yeah. No, Steel Reserve for sure.
And ever since then, I've been into the high gravity, heavy body, heavy flavor shit.
Got you.
And then I think, like in the late 2009s, early 2010s, that's when I had my first IPA. And I think it was at Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Okay.
Because I think they just got bought out by Anheuser. They started distributing them everywhere. They showed up in Publix. So I was like, oh, what's this?
Yeah.
Ever since then, I was like, oh, shit. I took a sip. I looked at the bottle. I started reading the whole thing. I was like, yo, this is what I've been waiting for my whole life.
Yeah, it hit everywhere between the taste and then the damage that it did too.
Right,
it didn't take a whole quart. We came up drinking quarts, and you drink a whole one to the head, and after a while it gets to the point where you're taking them down, and it doesn't have the same effect. Like you kind of
get drunk, but you have to drink so much. You get bloated as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I have that problem. If I drink too much beer, I start feeling it in my stomach.
Yeah.
So once I turned on to this high gravity shit, I was like, yo, I just need 4 and I'm straight.
And you're good.
If I drink 6, I'm passed out and whatnot. That changed the game.
Yeah.
Because before that, it was just drink liquor and 3 drinks and you're blacked out drunk because we fucking 90% alcohol.
Yeah, and you probably put it in a big ass tumbler cup. You know what I'm saying? Very little ice. Yeah, I remember those days. I had those days too, yo. That brings back memories for sure. Yeah. For sure. Nowadays, you're into the IPAs. You kind of touched on you went from Steel Reserve, then you went to Sierra Nevada. One of the craft beer scene in South Florida has been bubbling for a minute.
Hell yeah, started blowing up.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you pulled up to a spot? Or the first spot you pulled
World
up?
of Beer, because they had a World of Beer in Kendall.
Got you.
And this was right around the time, right when Wynwood was bubbling, before they started having a bunch of craft breweries everywhere.
Okay.
So we would go there, and I would try everything, mostly the IPAs, because that's when I started getting heavy into the IPAs.
Yeah.
And we started doing IPAs and heavy alcohol shit.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Damn, yeah.
Like recently, within the last couple months, I started drinking lower alcohol content IPAs and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I think we discussed it earlier this evening, where it's like you got to kind of plan for the situation.
Exactly.
If you pull up to a house party that starts at 5:00, you don't want to hit yourself over the head with nothing crazy, because you're going to be there till about 11, 12, Because
I'm older now.
Yeah. But with age comes a certain amount of
10
sophistication.
years ago,
No, damn. No, I know exactly what you mean.
We would pregame before the pregame.
Yeah, drink to catch that buzz before you went into the club and try to pay for these expensive ass drinks. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Hell yeah. Oh, there was a moment in time there where I got into the Four Locos too.
Okay, so see.
This is the OG Four Loco though.
My era, but what you're experiencing now, as far as that responsible drinking, I had already.
You experienced by the time Four Loco came out, like 2009.
Exactly. I was already on some mode I ain't drinking to get like.
But I was still responsibly drinking back then.
But Four Locos caught your attention.
Four Loco mixed alcohol with the caffeine. And this was when they had fourlocostories.com. It was a website.
Yo, that was a thing?
Yes. People would put the stories of what happened. Oh, I started drinking Four Loko. Next thing I know, I ended up with a broken arm in an armed robbery case.
Oh, no.
And it's because the freaking alcohol mixed with the caffeine did something to you. And I was chilling with my boy.
Because typically alcohol is a downer.
Right.
It suppresses you.
Right.
It brings you down.
But when you mix it with caffeine,
you find yourself in a place where you would normally be chill, but now you can't because you got the caffeine kicking in.
Exactly. And back then, when Wynwood was starting to pop off, my boy was a DJ. Shout out DJ Sharp Sound.
Oh, okay.
They used to do Electric Pickle, Purdy Lounge and stuff back then.
All right.
And I used to go hang out with him. And before he would start his set, we would go to the gas station, get one Four Loko, and we're straight for the fucking night.
No.
We would drink it in the car, and then by the time we walked in, we didn't need nothing else.
That's it.
He was already in the mix. I would start taking photos and shit like that.
Dope. That is dope, man.
But then they changed the formula, and I haven't touched that shit since.
Yo, let me ask you a question. You gave me a pretty good Four Loko story. Did you ever post that up on that Four Loko?
No. I was always responsible with it.
Okay. Yeah. You never ended up in a point where you broke your arm trying to arm robbers.
Because I always do my research before I partake in something.
Okay, gotcha.
So I did my research on alcohol and caffeine and what the hell is the hype about this Four Loko shit.
Yeah.
And I knew what's up.
Gotcha. So you came in prepared.
One can would last us like an hour to drink. We wouldn't chug that shit.
Yeah. Did it taste any different through as far as the temperature? Because I mean, having it sit for an hour, I imagine it'd get warmer. Did the taste change
I'm sure,
at all?
but the alcohol content made you not give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
By the time you're halfway done, you're already gone.
Wow.
So you're just drinking it.
Dope. Yo, let's get into the second beer. This next one comes from Cigar City Brewing. It is their Fancy Papers.
Whoa, I haven't had this one yet.
Okay. It clocks in at a 6.5. It's a New England IPA. And it's brewed in South Florida. Well, actually, Florida. It's actually out of Tampa. Cigar City's out of Tampa. So that's what we got there in front of you as your second beer.
What's up? I said Cigar City is my favorite brewery right now.
You had the highlight. Yeah.
The highlight, the Florida Man.
Okay.
They have a couple more that I had, but I haven't tried this fancy.
Have you had the Maduro? It's a brown ale. That's probably why you haven't fucked with it. But let's see if Cigar City still holds that title. Reign supreme.
Yeah, I like this one.
Okay.
This is a light sipper too.
Okay. You feel it a little more than the last one?
Yeah, definitely a little more than the last one. A little more flavor, a little more body, a little more of the alcohol-y taste.
Okay.
But this is what I would grab other than the other one was light.
Yeah.
So if the other one was breakfast, this one would be lunch, definitely.
Got you.
But yeah, this one's good. This with some fries, a burger. Go perfect.
Yeah, wash that down and have a couple of those.
Yeah, and it's not super strong, so yeah, you can have a couple.
So yeah, you're not gonna incapacitate yourself with just a couple of those.
Yeah,
you can get through a couple.
maybe 2, 3 at the most with the meal, you good.
Nice. Again, Cigar City Brewing, Fancy Papers, New England IPA, 6.5 ABV. That's the rundown on that one. Man. So IPAs. So you said Sierra Nevada was the one that the IPA of choice. That's the one that sent you down that path. Of the
and then
IPAs.
I started noticing around that same time, whenever you went to a club down here, they had Sierra Nevada. So if I was gonna order a beer, let me get the Sierra Nevada.
Ah, got you. Brown bottle with the green label.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I would put my boys on, hey, no, fuck that Bud Light, try this. And they would be like, yo, all right, fuck with this. It's a little strong, but I fuck with it.
Okay. Shit, so you put them on, you were spreading the knowledge.
Hell yeah, always.
That is ill. Each one teach one. That's how we get down on Brews, Beats, and Eats, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. While you finish off that beer, I just gotta send shouts to the whole SoFlo Media gang. For those of you who haven't checked it out already, get over to YouTube, Human Sushi. On the YouTube is the Human Sushi Podcast. Go check out the milestone episode.
3-hour show.
3 hours plus.
3 hours, 5 minutes.
Yeah, 3:05.
Bro, that's what you gotta do. Every time you do a SFMG, 305.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna give you a little behind the scenes. Shouts to Dre. Shouts to Renee. Human Sushi. That's people's. That's people's for sure. WDDH, WVCC. Everybody involved.
CGID4.
Exactly. No joke. I was sitting next to Dre. And he had the console facing him, and I would look over at the time every once in a while, and I thought to myself, yo, it would be dope if we ended it at 3:05. Like, that's one of the thoughts that popped into my head. But, you know what I'm saying? It was like the conversation was flowing, Orion, H talks, Orion going back and forth. It was just magic. It just felt so smooth going, the conversation. So I was like, yo, I'm just going to let this ride. It's not my podcast. But being a podcaster, your mind is kind of running around in these spaces. You're like, oh, wait, are we too long or what's going on? And then I have to remind myself, like, bro, this ain't the show. Just sit back and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
Guest.
Yeah. You never know. Kendall versus Hialeah. That's supposed to happen. We'll get into that more in the beat segment
Kendall
for sure.
All day.
Yeah. So with that said, shouts to South Florida Media Gang. Let's get into this third beer.
Let's go.
The third one is the official. I'm gonna have to lay the Jay Dilla shit in there. With is it Champion Sound or was it? Well, it was a track that had official. Y'all hear it. This one is from Bell's Brewery. It's the official Hazy IPA. It's also a New England IPA. Clocks in at a 6.4. and it's brewed in Michigan. See what we got here. They got some information here. The two ingredients that they really that mainly focus in here is oh yeah, you can't litter in Puerto Rico, bro.
It says Puerto Rico, don't litter on the can. Like they knew I'm Puerto Rican. I was about to drink this.
Yo, they're sending a direct message to us first right here. So apparently this got American hops and wheat malt. It's double dry hopped, combination of Mosaic, Citra, Asaka, Amarillo, and El Dorado. Bro, wait, hold on. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 different types of hops. I think the only one that has, not the only one, but I think the only other beer that I've come across that has more hops than that is the Hopsecutioner from it's Terrapin? Terrapin. Out of Georgia, I mean.
I've had some of their beers, but I don't think I've had that one.
The Hopsecutioner?
Yeah.
It's one of the earlier IPAs that I got onto. My peoples who've been listening to me for a while know that I'm not a big IPA fan, and as I was going through these episodes, I would sample one every once in a while, and for the most part, there were several that I couldn't fuck with, and then there was some of them that I was like, okay, I could deal with this. I could get through the bitterness.
Terrapin.
But Terrapin, yeah, that was one of the early ones, the Hopsecutioner. Go ahead and give that one a run whenever you're ready, and then we'll get your thoughts on them. Official. See that Jay Dilla shit keeps playing in my head. I think it's Jay Dilla Madlib. The comments will let me know what's up.
All right, yeah. This one has a different IPA taste.
Okay.
It's not like your normal IPA taste. The last two kind of tasted similar. One was lighter, but it had the OG IPA taste.
Okay.
This one, it's a little hazy. You kind of taste that when you take a sip. You don't taste that IPA bitterness.
Okay. So it does a good job at concealing.
Yeah. But it has a hint of that IPA bitterness.
Okay.
But it's hiding it with something. I think it has to be one of those other hops.
Maybe. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, this one's kind of weird. Personally, I like the fancy papers more.
Got you. Well, it does say
it's a little smoother.
My notes do say that it's something that's hoppy, but it's more made for those who like a wheat beer.
Yes.
So if you like a wheat beer, they're not going to hit you too much over the head with the hops. That's probably why you're noticing that it has the hops. It's a subtle taste of the hops on the back end.
It's there, but it's a lot smoother than the last two I had.
Got you. Not feeling it on that end. Yeah. Okay. Fuck it, man. I might as well get in. Trez is in on it.
Yeah,
I might as well get in on it.
You gotta try each of them. You ain't driving.
I know. Yeah. Oh yeah, off the bat,
you can smell it too.
You smell it, and it doesn't have that punch you in the face hop,
like the citrusy.
Yeah.
The acidy smell or taste.
Yeah. It's more lenient to a sweeter. Okay. Yeah, it definitely doesn't have that taste that lingers around. It is dulled.
If I did a blind taste test, I wouldn't think this was an IPA.
Okay, that wouldn't be the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
True.
I would think it was something else.
Okay. So I guess we could say that this is probably one of the better introductory beers. Like if someone was trying to get into, for the first time, get into an IPA.
Or if someone that has a light palate, doesn't like a lot of strong, bold flavors. Something smooth.
Okay. I'll fuck with it.
My girl would go for this over an IPA.
Got you. Shouts out to Miss Us vs. the Buff.
Yeah.
Man, it's only the one thing we could do at this point is get into this fourth and final beer.
Let's go.
For those who need to know, this fourth and final beer also comes from the Bell's Brewery. Also comes from Bell's Brewery. It's their Hop Slam Ale. It's an Imperial IPA. So this is where this is like where the business picks up. You're a wrestling fan.
Hell yeah.
And there was...
Let me get a hell yeah.
yeah, exactly, yo. Stone Cold. The Stone Cold salute.
Hell
you take two
yeah.
of them beers, crack them, and just chug them.
I can never do that because I got to drink all the beer.
There's a lot that goes to waste. There's a lot that goes to waste.
Some Bud Light.
yeah. Which is no harm, no foul. Shit.
No.
I mean, we believe in pouring out some for the homies, but that's too much. You're wasting too much beer, bro.
Facts.
Business is about to pick up. I think that might be a wrestling term. That sounds familiar. Like somebody, like there was a promoter or maybe like an announcer. When somebody would come out, maybe Stone Cold was like, business is about to pick up. Or maybe even when Vince McMahon came out with that, no chance. That's what you got. So check it. This one also from Bell's Brewery, Hop Slam Ale. It's an Imperial IPA, and it rocks, it clocks, it comes in. Rock'em Sock'em Robot. I don't know why that's even a reference, but at a 10%. So this is definitely the heaviest hitter out of the 4.
Young us versus the Buff would only drink nothing but this.
This is it.
I would go for the highest APV IPA.
Dope. Well, give that one a shot and let me know what you think.
Whoa.
Yo.
This one is a double IPA. It's... I don't know. The fucking flavor is strong.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have that IPA finish. Like the Fancy Paper IPA tastes the most like an IPA to me.
Okay, got you. That it lingers. That the taste.
That it lingers. It has that bitter. You feel it on the sides of your tongue and whatnot. This one, you kind of smell it. And it smells like mushrooms, like shrooms, like psychedelics.
Yo, don't say that. No emotion might pop up out of nowhere.
It might be here somewhere. But yeah, that's what it smells like to me. It has that dank, like earthy.
Yeah, where mushrooms grow is dark, cavernous.
And when you taste it, it has that earthy bitterness. This Fancy Paper is more bitter. But it doesn't taste like dirt in your mouth.
Okay.
Well, not saying that's a bad thing.
No, but it doesn't like you said, it doesn't have the earthiness. It doesn't have that kind of like
growing
like
in
nature.
the soil. Yeah,
like nature.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like almond. When you eat an almond, you kind of taste the tree bark and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like a tree bark.
Yeah.
This is a man's beer. Like, that guy has a belly and a fucking 6-foot beard. He fucking chops wood. He chops wood
for the winter.
At fucking 12 in the middle of the day, dripping sweat.
Yeah. Bright ass sun hitting on him, and he just there chopping up wood for the winter.
Yeah, he drinks this warm. And then he drinks a Bud Light as a chaser. This is
he's got a bearskin rug in the crib
that
right
he
by
killed
the
with his bare hands and shit like that.
No pun intended, bear.
Yeah, this is if an IPA drinker's beer and shit. I don't think I've ever drank a beer this hoppy.
An exceptionally aromatic blend of hops combined in this balanced interpretation of the double IPA
The can
style.
has a guy laid out with giant hops covering his body.
Yeah,
you see his arms and his legs.
Yeah, if he was working on a hops construction site
and the hops fell on him, splattered him.
That's definitely a workman's comp case right there.
Hell yeah,
for sure. Yo, us
strong beer.
It's about that time, yo. Let's get into this ranking system. Let me know 1 through 4 what you feeling, what you're not feeling. Where do we start off?
Yeah. All right, straight up. Number 1 would have to be the Fancy Papers.
Okay.
Because this is an IPA drinker's IPA. That's what you expect drinking an IPA.
It has all those things that you look for.
Right. It's not too strong. It's not too weak. It's just right. I'll definitely pick this shit up again if I see it in the store.
Nice.
Next, I'll probably go, it's either between Cosmic Disco or the Hop Slam.
Got you.
To be honest, I'll go for the Cosmic Disco second. So
okay.
Fancy Papers first, Cosmic Disco, because I can see myself drinking that one more than the other two.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though I like higher APV and more taste.
Yeah.
So after that, I'll probably go the Hop Slam.
Hop Slam.
Even though it's a strong, burly beer. That's a good way to describe it.
The type of shit that'll put you in that headlock.
Yeah, and then last would be the official IPA because it tastes more like wheat, like you described.
Got you.
Wheat, bready, I guess you can say.
It's like it's
yeasty.
All right,
you can taste. I taste some of the yeast. Yeah, starchy. I don't really fuck with that.
Okay. Shit, man. Well, this is all about you, man. You ranked them for us. Fancy Papers number 1, Cosmic Disco. Number 2, Hop Slam and Official. Ain't no rules here, man. This is all about you. Yo, y'all know what's up. BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast. You heard it from us verse. He told you which beers he fucks with. He gave you the early beer memories. Let's get into this next segment. Let's get into the beats.
Let's go.
Rockin' beats, rockin' beats.
BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast, and we have arrived at the beats portion of the podcast. Us verse. This is where we get into his musical taste.
Let's go.
Alright, what he used to listen to, what he's listening to now, what he recommends, what he can't go without. Us verse, early musical influences. I know you said your mom was from BK, Brooklyn. And she never lets you forget that.
My dad was from the South Bronx.
The South Bronx.
All right, for hip hop.
Yeah. So, what was your earliest musical influences? Because I know for the most of us, it doesn't start with hip hop. Like, you listen to other stuff and then you find your way into hip hop.
Exactly.
What was it for you?
Same thing. I was born in Puerto Rico, but my parents were born in New York. So they migrated from New York to Puerto Rico in the mid-70s. I was born in the early 80s. My parents had younger brothers who were heavy into hip hop.
Okay.
And hip hop was big in Puerto Rico, as what's his name, DJ Trez told you.
Yeah,
he was 100% spot on.
Okay,
my uncles had Adidas in the '80s, turntables, all this speaking Spanglish.
Yeah,
in Ponce, Puerto Rico.
Okay,
and my earliest memory, I told you, my uncle had a DJ set, and I have my album cover is gonna be the picture. It's like that '80s sepia, almost brownish, because it's so old.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting on his lap, holding a mic. And my little cousin is sitting on his other leg with the headphones. And you see the old school turntables.
Yeah.
So my parents used to tell me I used to dance the electric boogaloo in the early 80s.
Okay.
So it had to be 85, 86.
Yeah.
And the first CD I made my parents buy me was MC Hammer, Please Don't Hurt Him.
Yeah.
And my dad was heavy into salsa, and he was an early adopter of CDs.
Okay.
So he always had CDs. So I had to have a CD. So my first CD was, I remember, MC Hammer, Hammer Don't Hurt Him.
Yeah.
And
that was prime Hammer. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, that's when you're describing.
That was his best album.
That you're describing me in 8th grade. JFK, NMB, and that was like, turn this mother out. You know what I'm saying? That it was, let's get it started. Man, that was prime Hammer.
I was like 6, 7. So I've always been into the hip hop shit. That's been my lane. I thought everyone was into hip hop like I was.
Okay.
Like this was the number one music in my house.
Yeah.
Hip hop and salsa and merengue. That's all we listened to. And then disco, of course.
Yeah.
That's what I was raised on. Hip hop, salsa, merengue, and disco because of my mom's.
Okay. Yeah. Which disco, hip hop had a heavy disco influence, like we said.
Definitely, of course.
Like the transition.
Slow down disco, you gotta have hip hop.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah.
Bunch of samples come from disco.
Okay.
All that shit.
True. Was there anything? So by the time you came to the States, how old were you?
I was like 5, 6.
You still okay? So it was right around that same time.
Here is where I got my first album here. In Miami.
So it was here. Okay,
yeah, definitely.
Got you.
But I was still listening. They were listening to my uncles were listening to Run DMC. Ice-T. One of my other uncles was big into Ice-T back in the day in Puerto Rico. Shit like that.
So you had a good amount of you had a well to draw from. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, to go back.
And then, of course, we had Vanilla Ice on tape. I remember I had that album on tape.
Yeah.
And, of course, we're being from Miami. Oh, this guy's from Miami. Or from Miami, quote, unquote.
It was early on. It was
like, Vanilla Ice was the shit back then.
And then you find out he's from, like, Texas.
And then... Go Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja. And I was like 6, 7 years old. I was like, what the fuck? He was the shit back then, bro. For a little kid like me.
Yeah, and they found a way to, like you said, embed them into like popular culture. Ninja Turtles' second movie.
Yes.
Boom. Vanilla Ice had a movie.
That was before my time, but
Vanilla
I know
Ice-
he had a movie.
Vanilla Ice had a movie,
Yeah,
and I can't remember the name of the fucking movie, but yeah, that
I never saw that movie, to be honest.
I saw it.
I know about it.
Movie.
I went to see
It came out in the theater?
Yes.
Holy shit.
And the reason I saw it in the theater was because there was somebody that was cool that I was cool with that called the radio station and got tickets to the movie. And they were like, "Yo, I got tickets to the movie," and it was like 3 or 4 of us high school friends, and we went to go check it out.
This was in the early 90s, right?
Yeah, no, it was had to be.
92.
Yeah, Cool as Ice. Yes.
What the fuck was the movie
Came
about?
out in 91.
He rode a motorcycle. He got the chick from a small town.
October 91.
Oh, October 91. Yo, we got a research and development
Yeah.
fucking
Trez in the
department.
building.
This yellow motorcycle.
In a yellow motorcycle, of course, it's kind of like the hip hop version of Footloose. Like goes into a small.
I was about to say
It was
Purple
a
Rain.
small town.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
No, he
Because
didn't dance, like-
Footloose was like, it was illegal.
It was yes, okay,
illegal
yes,
dance.
granted. All right, I stand corrected by the research department of BrewsBeats&Eats. But this did have a feel where it was like a small town. He pulls up. Was he traveling through the town, broke down, or
So it was
something?
nothing to do with Miami and Florida.
Nothing.
I just remember yellow motorcycle, and I think he like smashed on his motorcycle.
He fucked the
He
bitch.
smashed homegirl on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's all I really remember.
Okay, and it was homegirl from the small town. I'm gonna go with that.
We were
And
like,
what the fuck?
91. I was like,
10th
starting
grade.
off high school.
No, 10th grade. We started in '89.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yes, right. That's right. Okay.
They're like in
Yes,
10th grade.
definitely in high
I
school
think
at
I
that
went
time.
with a chick because she wanted to see it.
All right, I'm gonna buy that story. I'm just gonna go with my story, and somebody won tickets, and we went to go check it out. Bruh,
You bought the ticket.
the exposed, the BrewsBeats&Eats old head gets exposed.
Crazy.
Yo, but yeah. So all right, so we moved past the Hammer, the Vanilla Ice.
You know what hip hop movie I went to see in the theater?
Which one?
When it first came out.
Which one?
And they didn't want to let me in. Belly.
Oh, really?
Belly with
Yo, that's
DMX,
a
Nas.
classic,
It just
Nas.
started. I was like
Hype
16,
Williams directed it.
15. Hype Williams' first movie.
Yeah.
Right after he was killing the video game.
Yeah.
The video game.
Yeah.
And me and my
The
homie.
video game.
Yes,
Not
me
the
and-
video game itself, but
Me
the,
and my homie went to Kendall 9, which is not there no more,
Okay.
on 88th and 120 something. It's an Ulta now or something, a beauty store.
really.
We went there, and the fucking guy, the ticket counter, didn't want to let us in. Oh, this is rated R. You can't go in. The lady behind, the nice black lady behind us was like, no, they with us. It's cool. And they let us in, and she was like, "You guys aren't gonna start nothing, right?" I was like, "Hell no!" And we were so grateful. We sat down and we saw. To me, Belly's a freaking hip hop classic movie, no matter what
Yeah.
no one says.
Nah,
I saw that shit on the
dope.
day it came out.
It's dope. I mean, I didn't have to see DMX's ass cheeks, but it's a dope movie.
I think I looked away at that point. Fuck that. We didn't even see that shit.
But you had Terrell Hicks, that the last time you saw her was on Bronx Tale, and then she
oh
pops
yeah,
up in
that was
this.
her. That's right.
Yes.
The Mario
Terrell,
test.
Terrell, yes,
The
exactly.
Mario test. That's right. The
Terrell
dark
Hicks,
skin,
shouts to you.
beautiful mom.
Yo, something else, and then yeah, Keisha, and
That's
then
funny.
you also had
The Jamaican guy who passed away recently, who's freaking crazy.
Louis Rankin.
Louis Rankin.
Six-figure Louis Rankin.
That's it.
And
Who
then
on
the
Wrong One?
soundtrack,
The soundtrack was
the
ridiculous.
intro was
You know
is
Louis
still
Rankin,
classic.
Louis Rankin has 6 fingers, right?
Yeah,
The fuck?
yeah, he had 6 fingers. Yeah,
Got 2 thumbs.
Damn.
The-
Mutant.
the Soul to Soul.
Soul
was the
to
intro.
Hell yeah.
But they also had
that soundtrack was
TLC.
crazy.
What's her name?
T-Boz.
T-Boz.
T-Boz
was
was
in
the
it too.
girlfriend, innit?
Yes,
Yeah, I
T-Boz
remember
was
that.
Nas's girlfriend in this one. Africa? You want to go to Africa? Yo, funny thing about Soul to Soul and that track.
However do you want
Exactly.
it? You need it.
That song, Red Alert.
But that version of the song and
It's the Mary J version.
that song is like the ultimate of me. That one is fucking
yeah,
dope.
it
as
hits
fuck.
because the acapella, like, just
Yes.
you feel it.
Yeah, you
It-
hear the. They amplify the acapella and shit.
Yeah.
You hear that shit.
No,
yeah.
and that goes to show like the quality of a video of a music video director that Hype Williams was. It's like you felt it. It's like that. The whole
just
intro
like
was a fucking music video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that just a quick fun fact. Red Alert broke the original Soul to Soul
back in the day
track back in the days.
Radio.
And the reason he broke that song was because that was a UK hit. And Moni Love on one of her trips from the UK to the United
States,
States,
over there.
She brought it with her, and she was already at that point. She was already cool with Red Alert. That's that whole native tongues. You know what I'm saying? That there's a lineage there, and
I forgot the radio station.
And she tells was it WBLS? Red Alert?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was WBLS. So. She tells the story, which is great, where she got this record overseas when she was visiting in UK, and she was bringing this record back to him, and she was treating this record like through the whole airport from over there, like landing
gold,
on the States, like she didn't want to let go of this album. She was holding it the whole time to bring it over so he could play.
She knew what's up.
And that's how I got broke on this side. Yeah, no, Belly was
a hip hop classic song.
Belly. It was the perfect way to set the tone of that movie.
Walking into the club with the fucking black lights,
and the contacts.
Before Hobson did it.
Yeah. This is true. This is true.
Nas and DMX did it.
Yo, for sure. What are you listening to nowadays?
What you think, bruh? On the way up, I listened to the Conway album.
Okay.
I listened to the whole thing, and then when I was getting off of the exit, I noticed that I was in shuffle mode. So it wasn't
out of order.
Out of order. But it was still banging. I was like, yeah.
That was called something King, right?
King to a God.
From King to
from a God to a non-believer. That's where he got it from. Of course.
Oh, that's where he. Okay.
Yeah, I see that. Because they're signed to Rock Management. Yeah.
Really? I thought they was on Shady.
No, they're signed to Shady, but the management is Rock Nation.
Got you. Damn. So there's conglomerates involved in this.
It's a conspiracy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you hear them everywhere?
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Nas. Yeah, that's what I came up with. East Coast hip hop.
Gotcha.
I'm from Miami. My parents were from New York. My first language was Spanglish. So I gravitated towards the East Coast hip hop.
Okay.
After MC Hammer, of course.
Yeah.
MC Hammer was my first album. My second album was Salt and Pepper. The
one that had
Shoop and all that crap.
Okay, got you.
And then after that, I got into hip hop.
Was that Assault with a Deadly Weapon?
No, I think it was after that.
Okay,
it was their major album where they went like 4 or 5 times platinum.
Yeah.
I want a man, with all that shit.
Got you. What the fuck album with Spinderella?
I don't fucking
remember the name of that one.
Yeah, Spinderella was on it.
Yeah.
That was my second album. After that, I went heavy into hip hop, like 96. In 1996, I signed up to Columbia House. I was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
And I put down both Mobb Deep albums, both J. Rue the Damages. I got the Common album, everything that came out in 96.
Wow.
And that changed my fucking life. Yeah. If it wasn't for Columbia House, I would still be listening to MC Hammer and shit like that. But fucking Columbia House changed my fucking life.
Yeah, shouts to the now defunct 1 penny for 10 CDs.
Bro, 10 CDs for a penny in 1996. That changed your fucking life. That was the best investment ever.
Yo,
my mind state fucking changed. I still love Mobb Deep to this day. Prodigy is my favorite fucking artist.
Yeah.
Until this fucking day.
Yo, and 96 was Stakes is High dropped 96.
That too, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the ones I copped.
One day it all makes sense.
That's the one I had. With the brown cover.
Yep, with his mom. See, yes. It's common as mom.
Shit. That one had the hip hop fucking song. Did it?
No, Resurrection had the...
That was the one before then.
That was the one before. Resurrection had the I Used to Love Her. One Day It All Makes Sense. It had Invocation, Real Nigga Quotes.
Real Nigga Quotes. That's the one.
Yeah.
Bruh, when I heard that, who is DJ Premier? Mobb Deep. Who is this?
Yeah.
And then I started getting into Nas and all that crap. And then Nas fucking changed my life. Wu-Tang.
Oh, yeah.
I remember recalping Wu-Tang Forever on the first day.
Okay.
From 96 to 2000, I was at Best Buy every single Tuesday.
Yeah, New Music Tuesday.
New Music Tuesday. I would go in there, cop 2 albums, and fucking, that's the golden era of hip hop to me.
Yeah.
Fucking 96 to like 2000.
Yeah.
Maybe 99.
Yeah.
That's when.
Then the Rockets came in.
Yeah, I was heavy into Raucus.
Yeah.
I copped that the first day it dropped. Stuff like that. The Eminem album, I would see him on Rap City with the I Just Don't Give a Fuck.
Yeah.
And that's around the same time we started going on the internet and the rapbattles.com.
Wow.
Eminem just beat this guy, blah, blah. MC Juice.
Yeah.
Was on and popping back then. The Bowman.
Damn, that's history, bro.
Yeah, that's when we started getting heavy into the backpacker underground hip hop.
Yeah.
The Demigods. From the West Coast, you have Dilated People started bubbling.
Yeah.
These guys got signed to a major deal. Alcoholics.
Yeah.
Exhibit started bubbling right after Dre and Snoop and them.
Yeah.
And of course, I was heavy into Dre and Snoop and Pac because that's what they played on the radio here.
Yeah.
That was my radio music, and then I was listening to the Columbia House Mobb Deep fucking common shit that they didn't play on the radio.
You wouldn't play on the radio, but
I was
you had
like,
to
what
get
the
the
fuck?
source.
This is on the radio. Yeah, I had subscriptions to the Source, subscription to Double XL, Vibe. I would pick it up every now and then and shit. Bro, if I still had my Source magazine collection, I could make like fucking collages and sell them for thousands of dollars using that fucking shit.
No, those are just a gem, man. It's like, especially considering what the Source became at a certain point. Like if you have those early issues where it was considered the Bible before it was like pristine and
Dave
untouched.
Mays and Benzino
Fucking got
fucking
involved with it.
Made Men articles in every other page.
And it became just an ad for whoever the highest bidder was. Yeah, that's definitely, I could easily say what turned me away from the Source at one point was because it was like, yo, like you said, if it wasn't not necessarily even an ad for them, but every other page was an ad, and I'm like, yo, y'all just selling
a two-page spread for Made Men.
Yeah, bruh. I mean, props to the almighty RSO.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Benzino, Boston all day,
yes,
energy.
But I mean, you can't tell me that
that's around the time I started getting heavy into 7L Esoteric, Mr.
High
Live,
and Mighty.
Acrobatic, High and Mighty, all that crap.
Acrobatic.
And then I was like, this guy, Benzino, somehow he owns the Source.
Yeah.
But he's putting 2-page spreads on himself.
That's definitely a conflict of interest, I would say.
Yeah, of course.
No, for sure.
That's how they started going down.
Yeah, damn.
They were like the Wall Street Journal of fucking
they held the statue. It was a pristine, publication for years, and then of course, man, it's like everything else, when you get too greedy, that shit shows, and then you kind of lose a little bit of your I don't know,
the 5 mics used to mean
the 5 mics was something. Yeah, now they were just like handing them out.
Nas got 5 mics. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, classic shit, man. Classic. Us verse, man. We talk music. Yeah. We even got into a little bit of the movies, which is not typical on this podcast, but I love talking movies, so I'm glad we kind of ventured into that, even though Cool as Ice kind of brought us into that, but that's cool.
Hip-hop movies
has a purpose, yo. Let's get into this next one. Y'all know what's up. It's Brews, Beats, and Eats. We'll see you in the Eat segment.
Let's go.
Yeah. Good food. So what you eating on? Catfish. I had that. Brisket. Love that. Pizza. Love that. You know we on. We eating good food. So what you grubbing on?
Brews, Beats, and Eats, the podcast, and we have reached the Eats portion. Us versus the Buff, still in the house. I'm Old Head Ed, and like I told y'all before, we did things a little different this time around. We had a little time to kill, and Us versus the Buff, he traveled, he trekked from all the way down in Kendall, came up to the north side of things. So I said, it's only right that I at least treat you to dinner.
Yeah.
All right. So we did get some eats involved with Brews, Beats, and Eats.
Sorry, Drake. My bad.
Yo, we're setting things in motion. Eventually it'll become a bigger staple in the podcast. But for now, we pulled up to a spot, local spot up here in Sunrise.
C14.
Yes, Craft on 14th. We got involved in their version of Taco Tuesday. We pulled up, had some tacos, had a couple beers. We didn't get too busy with the beers there because we knew that we had this whole episode ahead of us. But we did do, you know what I'm saying? We did partake in some beer drinking. They got the $3 pachanga beers. It's the Mexican lagers and shit. Yeah. We tried those out. But we got into their tacos. So let's do a real quick review before we get into your personal food taste.
Let's do it.
What did you think of the tacos there? What did you have, first of all?
I had the cod tacos, a.k.a. the bacalao tacos.
The bacalao.
If you're from the islands, you know what bacalao is.
Yes.
If you're Jamaican, it's saltfish.
Saltfish, yeah. You know, it's funny.
On.
You bring up an excellent point. When I had no emotion on the show, he said saltfish and ackee was his thing, and he asked me if I ever had it, and I said no. See, where I messed up was that I've had bacalao before.
Of course.
It's the ackee part that I haven't had before. So I just went with no because I'm thinking as a whole, that dish, I've never had it before.
Right.
But I've had bacalao before.
Of course.
So I still
many varieties, versions of bacalao.
Exactly. So I do bacalaitos, the fried joints and shit. But so I have to get some ackee involved, like definitely at some point. At same point. So let me know. We'll make this happen. We'll do this, a collaborative effort.
Oh, we gotta link up with No Emotion. Let's cook it.
Yo, you said we got to get more content on the YouTube.
Let's do
this.
this.
I say we pull up, let him pick the spot where we need to go have some saltfish and ackee, and we'll get it all in for the first time.
It's going to happen. You're going to see it.
On BrewsBeats&Eats, the YouTube page.
Oh, let's go. That content. Making that content.
For real. So, the codfish tacos hit the spot?
Those codfish tacos are on point. The only thing that I don't like is that I didn't have more of it. It was only 2 of them. Yes. I could have ate 4 or 6 of them, to be honest.
Yeah, no, easily.
And what they do over there is they get the cod and make it to a little ball. So your taco has like 3 or 4 little balls of cod.
Got you.
Mixed in with the lettuce, the cabbage.
So the codfish is distributed
right. So every bite you get a fucking cod ball. That was fire.
That's a strategy. I think
I'm gonna use that when I make tacos at the crib.
There you go. They
put me on.
Well, let's get into that part. So you chef up a little bit. You do a little cooking.
Of course, dog. You got to.
Okay, because you can't go hungry.
You can't go hungry. I'm a big boy.
What's the one meal that you like to chef up? The one that's like your prize plate?
Anything with ground beef, I'm going to whip up. Ground turkey, I'm going to whip up.
Okay.
So rather it be tacos, chili,
meatballs,
picadillo.
Okay.
Meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs. Spaghetti. Ground beef is my number one thing.
Okay, that's the go-to.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
No.
Shit. All right.
I made a chili last night.
I see you sprinkling it on them.
Sprinkling the cheese at the end.
Yeah, just to thicken it up a little bit. Get that texture in there. Nice.
We use that turkey meat because, we're trying to stay away from the red meat myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I try to do red meat once or twice at most during the week.
I feel you.
And everything else is white meat or fish or just straight up veg.
Got you. Yeah, it's good, man. I know we were talking about, we had this conversation earlier about striking a balance with what you include in your diet, and it's always good to balance it out. I mean, if nothing else, for the years that we grew up just eat,
rice and beans for 14 years, 15 years straight, 18 years straight.
Or the red meat, like that it's just so readily accessible that you'd always jump on it. You know what I'm saying? And now is that you bring in a little more balance. Early on, I don't know about you, but early on I wasn't a big seafood. As a kid, I wasn't big on seafood. Puerto Rican.
We love seafood.
You was ahead of the game then.
Bacalaito.
Yeah.
Fish tacos. Shrimp. I fuck with shrimp.
Okay.
I cook mean shrimp pasta too.
Shit. Yo, you know what?
Let me know.
Since we're on the Puerto Rican tip,
shrimp
Alfredo. I like to ask this of all my Puerto Rican guests is, what's the ideal Puerto Rican dish to you?
The Christmas dish, bro.
Let me know. What does that consist of?
Arroz con gandule. Maduro.
Gotcha.
Pernil.
Okay.
In my family, we also do the macaroni salad.
Okay.
You get macaroni salad with mayonnaise and the elbow macaroni.
Yeah. Got you.
Olives. Salad, of course. We do a salad on the side. And that's what we do. And then we add some American things like mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Stuff
just
like
for
that.
A little variety.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Every holiday, pernil on deck.
Okay. What's the go-to meal? Because if you're I don't know if you are. We might relate on this or not. But I know coming up, being Dominican, you got a lot of that. You got all the Dominican foods. You would always cross that off the list. But there was always something that you would like desire that wasn't from that kind of lane.
Yes.
Like what's the food that you go to that's not necessarily Puerto Rican influenced?
Well, being in Miami, it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
So there's a whole freaking side of the world that opened up, which is Central America and South America.
Indeed.
So my good go-to other countries other than Puerto Rico and other than Cuba and Dominican Republic, because to be honest, we're like cousins.
Yeah.
I did my DNA test. I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Cuban, I'm Dominican, I'm Colombian. The whole fucking...
Wow.
I have some of that in my DNA.
Yeah.
So personally, my girl's Nicaraguan, and I'll fuck up a fritanga. Let me know. I'll fuck that shit up. Any fritanga in South Florida.
The only thing that was missing from the Human Sushi episode 96 was that Renee said something about we was gonna Uber Eats some fritanga. That did not happen.
Oh hell no!
That did not happen.
You owe the homie.
So we got to give it another shot. we got to give it another shot. So I keep hearing about fritanga. It's been mentioned several times. I have yet to try a fritanga.
Let's just put it like this: my grandma died last month.
Okay,
For our
rest in
wake,
peace.
rest in peace, abuela. For our wake, we had fritanga monimbo from Sunset and 117th in Kendall.
Fritanga morimbo.
Yes. We had gallo pinto.
Okay.
We had gallo pinto is the rice.
Yes,
It's
with the
ajo, it's rice and beans, but they mix it up. It's like the Cuban moro, but it's
Or
different
con green.
beans or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fucking delicious. Then you have the maduros, of course. That's a staple in Latin America.
Yes, the sweet for the savory.
Right. And then we had pollo a la plancha.
Okay.
Where it's the chicken breast, they split it, they butterfly it,
Yeah.
and they grill
They
it
press it, grill.
with onions and fucking lemon. That shit was the
ill
fucking
marinade,
bomb.
yeah.
It was like the best grilled chicken I
Naranja
ever had.
agria, probably. They put some like sour orange on it.
And then of course churrasco, carne asada.
Okay. Yeah, that's...
Fucking Nicas. My fucking girl has family events almost every other weekend, and it's carne asada.
You don't miss out. You're
Never.
there. If you
But
there.
it's the fucking shit. Carne asada is the shit with the tortilla and all that shit. I tear
Do they
that
do
shit
the
up.
Do they do the
Cabbage?
No. There's a. It's not Mexican because you know how Mexicans got pico de gallo.
Right.
But if you go further down in South America, they have a different name for that onion, tomato.
Chimichurri?
No, it's not. It's chimol or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
Okay, so
think
that
they
might
do
not be Nica.
We
Then
usually
I'm-
put pico de gallo on that page. to
Okay,
be
all right.
honest. Yeah, they
But there's
make that
another,
shit.
and I gotta remember what the name. I think it's called like chimol or something like that. And I can't remember which country it's from, but it's their version of it. Like the lime juice,
Yeah.
you know,
I know what
onions
you're
and
talking about. Yeah,
tomatoes.
it's
So,
like a garnish and shit.
yeah, exactly. But it's a topping that you throw on, like you said, a good piece of carne asada or whatever.
Yeah.
Dope. Are you a big breakfast guy at all? Or you?
Hell yeah.
What do you fuck up for breakfast?
Breakfast. Being from Miami. Let's say I drank last night. I
Okay.
wake up. I'm
Let's
not
say we
throwing
did.
up. I'm not throwing up, but I'm still starving, hungry as fuck, dehydrated.
You're feeling the effects.
Right. I'm going to go to Don Pan. Have you heard of this spot?
Yes, I've heard of Don Pan.
It's a chain spot in Miami, Venezuelan.
Okay.
Get a Latin breakfast from Don Pan. You
That's
get
right. Yeah, we got down the way.
you get eggs, you get an arepa, you get shredded white cheese, and eggs out there, and shredded like ropa vieja.
Wow.
It's fucking delicious for breakfast.
Damn, yo, Don Pan, cut the check.
You
We
need
out
a-
here promoting.
If you've never gone and had the Latin breakfast from Don Pan, get that shit.
Do yourself a favor.
Get it.
Yo, especially after a night of heavy drinking.
And then with the arepa, you can make yourself, put some egg, put some cheese, put some of the meat, put
Yo.
everything, make a little sandwich. After you tear that up, you still have the fucking leftovers and shit. And usually that's 2 meals for me.
Really?
I'll eat the arepa first off. After the arepa's stuffed and I eat it, I'll smoke a blunt right quick, and then I'll eat the rest. And
Yeah.
when the ropa vieja cools down, it has even more flavor when you fucking taste it.
Wow.
And it's all grandmas in there cooking, at least at my dompang.
Yeah.
So it's fucking delicious.
Okay, dope. Yeah, speaking of Don Pan, I know Trez is in the house. He put me onto a couple different empanadas from Venezuela. It was a Venezuelan joint, right? That has
Swelling.
it has a mix, but they have other. They have like an Argentinian empanada there too.
Yeah, they have Colombian
they do a couple
empanadas.
Colombian ones too.
Colombian empanadas are the shit. Give me a Colombian empanada de queso. Forget about it.
Yeah, with one of those
That white cheese shit. They have the sauces you dip it into.
and with a postobon.
Pan de bono.
No, postobon the soda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Kendo is like Little Colombia, so
I got you.
I eat Colombian every other day too.
Yeah.
That's the shit. To be honest, any Latin American, South American dish you give me, I'm gonna
You
fuck it
gravitate
up.
to you gravitate to that.
Other
Sure.
than pizza, Chinese, of course. But I prefer Latino American
a
food.
hearty I would say this that definitely
And breakfast.
Yeah,
Same shit.
I don't know if it's a culture bias, but I do feel that whether it's the Wayward Islands where we come from, the Leeward Islands where we come from, or South America, Central America, those meals they just seem a lot hardier to me.
Yeah, of course.
Than everything that's your traditional
Because
American
of
meal.
the history of slavery and shit.
It's true.
We had to
true.
fucking eat good in the morning before we went on the field and fucking
and
busted
produce,
our ass.
Whether it was a harvest, working on the
Same
harvest
shit
or
for the
whatnot.
Nikas. That's why they eat fucking those crazy meals all
Yeah.
the time because they're out there on the field working in the farm.
Nuts, yeah. Do you fuck with desserts at all?
Of course, bruh. What you think?
What's the hit list for the desserts? Run it down.
Bruh, there's a Puerto Rican dessert my grandma used to make, my mom makes, called tembleque, which is a coconut jello type thing.
Really?
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah, it's like kind of like a flan, but more jello-y than flan.
Okay.
Because flan is like more milky and shit like that.
yeah.
This is like kind of like a coconut milk, yogurt, custard type shit.
Okay.
But not as thick. That
Gotcha.
shit's fucking delicious.
So it doesn't hold up like a flan. It doesn't have the same consistency.
Yeah,
Does
it
it?
does.
Does it?
It holds up like a jello.
Okay.
But it's not as thick.
Okay.
It's lighter than it's in between a flan and a jello.
Got you.
But it's fucking delicious. Tembleque, because it trembles. When it's just like jello.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's coconut based. Anything coconut based, I fucking love.
You fuck with it.
I don't know why. Maybe because I'm from the island.
It's gotta be.
Fucking
It's gotta be.
flan de coco is my shit.
Okay.
Fucking ice cream de coco. In
Yeah.
Puerto Rico, we have ice cream called limbes.
Yeah.
Which is basically like a fucking icy in a cup that
Got you.
every grandma makes, and you
Yeah.
go up and get it for 50 cents.
Yeah. We used to call those equimalitos in Dominican Republic.
Cubans call it duro frio.
Duro frio.
Yeah,
okay.
and the Nikas, they do it in a bag and shit.
Got you.
Same shit, just
Yeah.
like frozen shit. And they do coco, mantecado, they do fucking lemon, strawberry, all flavors.
So,
And when I would go to Puerto Rico, my grandma would give us like $5-10. Go there and get like 20 of them and give it to all the cousins and to all the aunts,
nice.
and shit like that.
Yeah, I think I failed to mention that the Eats portion of this podcast is brought to you by WVCC Sci-Fly
Sci-Fly!
Radio. Shouts to H2O. He always comes through with the sponsorship of the Eats portion. You know how we do. He know how he do. Fuck. We all know how we do.
Yo, public service announcement. H2O is 2.5 inches taller than me, and 2.5 of those inches are fro.
Just
Fuck
a-
out of here.
Just to let you know if there's any trepidation or any belief as to the stature of the man that us versus the buff is. He just told y'all 2.5
Yeah.
inches and it's mostly hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yo, us verse, man.
Oh.
Yo, we talked it up, bro.
Let's go.
We discussed a lot, man. We got to know you, your early influences,
Let's do
how you
this.
got into graph, you know what I'm saying, the spots to hit, the meaning behind us versus the buff, the videos with the graph in them, making your own videos, knocking out 100 videos in
Yeah.
so many days with no emotion.
Still not stopping.
And then we're not stopping, yo. We said, he said it. He's like, yo, the fact that you got this train moving.
Yesterday, I edited 2 videos because I knew I wasn't going to have time to edit a video today because I'm going to be here. But tomorrow's video is on deck. Don't worry.
Yo, that's a level of professionalism that I hope to reach someday, man. Persistence and dedication.
Bro, you're there.
That's it.
That's why I'm fucking with you, dog.
That's what I'm talking about. Us verse said it already. I'm there. My peoples, y'all know what it is. BrewsBeats&Eats the podcast. As always, I'd like to thank my guest, Us versus the Buff.
Let's go.
For taking the time, sitting down and talking it up with me. I'd like to thank you, the listener, for tuning in yet again another week. Thank you so much for the love. Y'all know what it is. Keep up with me at BrewsBeats, the letter N Eats. Us verse, where can they find you?
Us versus the Buff and all social media platforms.
If you enjoyed what you heard, tell a friend. If you didn't enjoy it, tell an enemy. Tell somebody. Let them know it's on all social medias, all streaming platforms. YouTube is up in effect. Us vs. the Buff has been involved with some of the visuals you guys are witnessing. Alright, shouts to him once again.
P&V Records.
P&V. I'm gonna
No
see if I
emotion.
get. I'm gonna see if I get my. I might write a rap just to get signed to P&V.
Bro, you're already a god, dog.
That's what I'm talking about, yo. We get these bars involved.
Every day, 7 p.m. YouTube. No Emotion, Gold Mask. We're making songs. Come to the studio. No drugs, just bars.
And there it is. BrewsBeats&Eats the podcast.